بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum, welcome to Quranic Arabic webinars. This lesson is about cases in Arabic. Objectives: to understand what cases are in English, to understand what cases are used in Arabic and how they relate to the English cases, and to understand what the term i'rab means, to understand how cases are represented in Arabic. And just a note here, this is a quick overview. So the intention of this lesson is just to introduce you to some concepts. It's not really to learn the concepts properly, and we've done this because many people have no idea about this concept of cases, not even in the English language. So we're going to introduce it, and the main purpose is so that you can focus on why we learn certain things, and as you go into more detailed lessons you will understand what you need to memorize and focus on. So we'll look at cases in English grammar. In grammar, the case of a noun or a pronoun is a change in form that indicates its grammatical function in a phrase, clause or sentence. So this term case or cases applies to nouns or pronouns, and what it does, it helps us to identify what role or what grammatical function the noun is playing in the sentence. A simple example from English. The first example here, which we've put under subject, I kicked the ball. So the pronoun here, a pronoun is just a word that substitutes a noun. So instead of saying your name, you could say I. I kicked the ball. So I here, by its usage, we know must be the subject. You cannot say me kicked the ball, even though me is another way of describing yourself. So I kicked the ball is known in English as the subjective case. So the pronoun I is in the subjective case. Then we have John kicked me. So here me is in the objective case. It is the object of the verb, i.e. the verb is doing something to me. So me is receiving whatever the verb is doing, so you become the object of that verb. So me is in the objective case. And the last one is my ball, and you usually use the word my to indicate you possess something. So this is known as the possessive case. So the word my is acting in the possessive case. So by using certain words in English, we are indicating a certain grammatical function, and in English it's broken down into the subjective case, the objective case and the possessive case. Now in Arabic we have cases as well, and they're known as the nominative case, the accusative case and the genitive case. And the nominative case is equivalent to the English subjective case. The accusative case is equivalent to the English objective case, and the genitive case is equivalent to the English possessive case. So we'll just go through these one by one. So nominative, the case of a noun that is functioning as the subject of a sentence or clause, generally a noun doing something. And in Arabic, the name of this case, i.e. nominative, is known as rafa'. Accusative, the case that identifies the object of a verb or another word. So in English that was the objective case, and in Arabic accusative is known as nasb. Then we have the genitive, the case that indicates the effect of a preposition or adverb or being part of a construct phrase. For now, we just need to know, and we'll keep this simple, the genitive state or the genitive case is the possessive case in English. We had a few extra bits in here. So if a word or a noun is affected by a preposition or an adverb, the noun will also go into the genitive case. And if it's part of something called the construct phrase, which for most parts is a possessive phrase, so it acts as possession. So don't worry about this too much at the moment. All we need to know is the genitive case is almost the equivalent of the possessive case in English, and in Arabic it's called jar. Okay, so we've got rafa', nasb and jar, and for most of our course we'll just simply say nominative, accusative and genitive. Nominative, where it's acting as the subject, i.e. normally doing an action. Accusative, it's normally acting as the object, i.e. receiving an action. And genitive, most of the case, it's possessive, i.e. indicating some sort of possession. Now, although we've got the cases in Arabic, you'll also see some other terminology which we call the state. So we've got a word here which is halatu, okay, which really comes from the word hal, which means a state. So if a noun is in the state of, let's say, a nominative state or a nominative case, we will say it's in the state of being nominative. And in Arabic they put this word halatu on the front of the actual case to indicate the state. So if you wanted to say this noun is in a nominative state, you can say halatur rafa'. And if it's in an accusative state, you can say halatun nasb. And if you want to say genitive state, you can say the noun is in halatul jar. So that's just another way you'll see it written in some grammar books. Now, we're going to look at something called the i'rab, and this is known as case inflection. Okay, some people call this declension as well, but we're going to call it case inflection. So what is this? Inflection in Arabic is the changing of vowels, i.e. that's normally your kasra, fatha, dhamma, dhammatain, fathatain, kasratain, or letters on words, due to certain other words or due to the role the word plays in the sentence. The word i'rab means Arabization, as the Arabs were known for their eloquence. So essentially, in order to identify the case or the state of a noun, the way they do it is through this thing called i'rab, which is the changing of the signs on letters, or maybe even adding extra letters onto certain words. So why is this i'rab important? The i'rab is also known as inflection. It is the changing of the vowel signs or letters on words so that we can understand what parts of the sentence affect other parts of sentences. So some examples will help us to explain this on the next slide. In English, word order helps us define what the sentence is saying. So what we're going to see here is a simple example of a sentence. Zaid hit Salim. Means Zaid was the source of the verb